This is Rick Schisler. I'm the host of Businessman on the Street, and I'm proud to say today we have a very interesting and well-rounded, I guess is a good word perhaps. There are others. Terry Weaver's joining us. Terry, you have had a fantastic run the last year, 2 years, I'm sure going further back, but you are so involved with so many things, and I'm really excited about the opportunity to take this opportunity to put you on Businessman on the Street for us in the community to hear about some of the great things you're doing.
Well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate those kind remarks.
Well, let's do this first. I mean, where you started, as far as I know, and if I'm incorrect, please correct me. But with the VEL Institute, you established the VEL Institute, Veterans Entrepreneur Leadership Institute. Share with us the purpose and what compelled you to start it.
Yeah, that really came out of my military service. I was a Navy corpsman running around with the Marines. I patched those guys up for about 5 years, from '99 to '04. Spent a little bit of time in Iraq, and when I got back, I like to kind of say that I fumbled in life for about 6 or 7 years. And when I came out of that, I really wanted to do something to give back. So I thought, well, what could I do? And I wanted to really focus on the strengths of veterans, because veterans have a lot of strengths. So we started VEL Institute, and what we do is we connect and develop veterans, entrepreneurs, and leaders. We hold workshops, we do speaking engagements, training classes, and one part is integration, the other part is like harnessing their strengths, equipping them, and giving them tools to move forward and be the very best version of themselves.
Well, I know you have some programs. You always have some great programs to help people get established in business, but also for people who are already established. And you have a great speaker series. Tell us about some of the programs that are upcoming.
Yeah, we've got a leadership program. All the info's on velinstitute.org. If I tried to recall the dates, I would mess them up. But we've got a leadership development course coming up. We've got a business startup course coming up. And that course is called Startup and Business Essentials. We have 7 entrepreneurs from the community. They come in and teach one session, and that goes for 7 weeks straight. We have a class on financial literacy. We have a class on legal structures. We have a class on sales and marketing. We have one on year 1 fundamentals. So what's been neat is we have people who have been in business for 10 years, some of them been in business for 20 years, and they just want to make sure they have the fundamentals down. So they'll come back and visit that course, take that course, and they'll be in there with people who just want to start a business. So it's a neat course, and we offer that. That one starts on September 4th, I believe. So right after everybody comes back and gets into school, we'll have people starting businesses around that time.
You also have a great speaker series. You've had some wonderful speakers, great turnouts, capacity.
Yeah.
Share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we hit a big milestone. We had over 200 people at our last keynote, and this happens down in the Woodlands. We usually have it at a venue down there. It's the first time that we really had to rent a space, because we look at free venues. You can hold about 125 comfortably. Then you have to start renting out conference rooms. So we had 210 people show up. The next keynote is August 22nd, a week after kids go back to school. We're going to have a local movie producer speak for us. We're going to have a local business person, entrepreneur who does a ton of good in the community. And we're working on something really special right now. I'm just waiting on confirmation for that 3rd speaker. So it's going to be powerful, and we'll probably have 250 veterans, entrepreneurs, and leaders come out for that keynote.
Yeah, well, I've been to some of your events, and they're fantastic, and a great crowd of people, great opportunities to network and connect with people as well.
Yeah, you know what people comment the most about? It's the energy in the room. I mean, we have a really neat following, a lot of good people. So the energy and the connections that are made during those keynotes are pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. Well, second thing that I bring to the table today that you've done, and again, you've got this full schedule of activities, is you recently released a book that you wrote, The Evolution of a Leader. And tell us about your release and what's going on with the book now.
Yeah, we just published the book 2 weeks ago. We had our book launch on June the 6th. We had over 150 people come out. We had the chairman of the Woodlands Township speak for us, Gordy Bunch. We had Bob Milner there. He's a local entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. We had General Hummer speak for us, another couple CEOs and a just a great turnout, just a really neat reception for this book, The Evolution of a Leader. And a lot of people think it's a bio. It's not a bio. It's actually a book that's based on the principles, habits, and mindsets of some of the greatest leaders of all time. So if you see on the front, we've got local leaders, but we also have leaders like Abraham Lincoln and Eleanor Roosevelt and Theodore Roosevelt and Benjamin Franklin. Judge Mack is on here. Bob Milner's on here. We've got Pat Tillman, somebody that's special to me. He lost his life in Afghanistan after leaving an NFL contract to go fight for a country. But it's about the principles and habits that these people followed to become the leaders that they became. And I did a lot of research. We've got over 180 references in the book to various leaders. So,
Well, that's fantastic. Before I go on, I'll give you an opportunity to give a shameless commercial. Where can folks find the book if they want to buy it?
yeah, it's easiest to go on Amazon, amazon.com, and search The Evolution of a Leader, or they can go to my website, theevolutionofaleader.com. Thank you.
Okay, well, that's great. And as you said, it's created a lot of excitement in the local business community throughout Montgomery County, and I'm sure it will as it spreads around the United States to other communities. Let's kind of back up for a second, perhaps calling you to educate us a little bit, because I'm all about education and the weekly business hour program I do and other things. Leadership, you wrote a book on leadership, so let's address a couple issues in leadership. One is are leaders born or are they developed? And that is an age-old question.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts after researching and writing this book?
Well, I certainly, just speaking from personal experience, I developed myself into a leader. I wasn't born a leader. Now, I think some people have advantages that they're born with, maybe the ability to communicate well, which certainly helps leading people. But the majority of the leaders that I researched developed themselves. Speaking specifically of George Washington, he saw his older brother in the military, and he saw diplomats and political figures at a young age, and he told himself, I want to be like them. So he started doing things to become like them, and that's what enabled him to become a leader. And there's principles that you can extract from reading biographies of leaders all the way back to the 1800s, all the way back to Christ, and even before Christ, Socrates or Socrates, however you want to call him. You can pull these principles out of leaders throughout time, and they're timeless. They are the principles that one can follow, just like a blueprint, and develop themselves as a leader.
Speaking about those principles, do you think you can develop a set of principles, and talking about for the individual who aspires to be a leader, that will always work in every situation as that person finds themselves or inserts themselves to be a leader?
I do believe that there's principles that can be used in almost every situation, that if you use them, they will help you grow, and they'll benefit not only yourself but others. Absolutely. These are timeless principles.
I've got to ask you this question because I'm always keen on trying to winnow things down. Leadership qualities, principles. Yeah. What, in your opinion, if you could single out one principle, what would it be to be the one you got to start with or the most important above all others?
Yeah, I think it has to be, I really want to single out service to others. We're born to be in community with others, to serve others. I believe all of us were born with gifts. I'm personally a Christian, and one of the scriptures that stands out for me is 1 Peter 4:10. It says, each of us was given a special gift, and we should use that gift to serve others. I believe that. And I believe when we start to use our gifts that only we have to serve others, life changes. And we tap into transcendence, something bigger than ourselves. So I believe it is service of others, service to something bigger than ourselves. We were put here on this earth for a reason.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind as well. But and what I want to make sure that if you're listening to this, that because I find people misunderstand, when you're serving other people, you are a leader.
That's right.
Whether it's handing out a hot meal to someone or in a storm situation, help clearing rubble, rebuild a house, on and on and on. You are a leader every minute that you're involved and people see you because if nothing else, the people you're serving have a connection, and your ability to build that connection and show the leadership helps those people recover or help a young man start a job or a young lady build a company. It doesn't matter. You're always a leader.
Yeah.
that's the key thing for me. We're always being leaders if we choose to be so.
Well, all of us have an example, and people are watching, and we are writing a story, believe it or not. I mean, we're writing a story that people are paying attention to.
Yeah, you hope they pay attention, especially if it's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to put yourself out there. Well, let's go to another thing you're involved in. Again, I'm overwhelmed when I think about all the things you're doing. You've just started recently appearing in a TV series. You're an actor now, professionally. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it's a TV series that's being filmed locally, and it's being filmed by Reflective Media. You can find them on reflectivemedia.org. I believe that's the website. But they're local producer. They're producing a TV series, 8 episodes, called Breaking Strongholds. And it's being mainly filmed in Montgomery. And it's going to address some of the issues in our country right now, some serious issues. And I'm playing a detective Ethan James in that series. He's trying to solve a missing person case, and he has life struggles. He has 2 kids that are that are in some rough times in their life, and he's got the weight of the world weighing down on him. So yes, it's really exciting, this TV series, seeing it come to life. Really
And
neat.
when will that be available, if you know? When will it be published or broadcast?
We'll have our pilot ready for a debut in as early as January, maybe sooner.
Okay. Do you have any idea where it's going to be distributed?
Yeah, I do. The last movie that that Reflective Media produced went on Amazon and PureFlix.
Okay.
So we'll have that distribution unless it gets picked up by a major, another major network,
Yeah. Well,
and
that
they
would
want
be
exclusive rights or something like that.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I mean, you're a writer, you're an actor now. I got to ask you, what prepared you for the acting role?
I don't know that anything prepared me except for just, when this presented itself, it came out of the blue. And I'll tell you, the movie producer called me out of the blue, and she said, I got something that's going to blow your mind. God laid you on my heart to be a part of this TV series. And I was a little blown away. So we took some time to pray. We did the proper additions and did some really kind of spiritual, soul-seeking type stuff. And I just got a peace about it. And I knew that it was going to shine some light. And that's a part of my life mission, is to shine God's light and just be be a servant for others and make an impact. So it's right in line with what I'm doing with my life.
Well, it sounds like you're very much prepared for it. Well, Terry, thank you so much. You've updated us. You're a man to follow out there in Montgomery County. Soon to be a man to follow apparently around the world when this movie comes on stream, as well as the book. All of this is happening. Our listeners need to understand Terry started something, and it is just blooming, just blowing up, whatever your terminology is. And again, thank you for joining us on the Businessman on the Street, Terry. Before we go, one more time, people want to find out about the VEL Institute, the training, the leadership, the key leader speakers. How do they find out? Where do they make that contact?
VELinstitute.org, or on Facebook, VEL Institute. And also for this TV series, BreakingStrongholds.com, and on Facebook, Breaking Strongholds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're hearing the interview, I encourage you to check this out for further information, whether you're looking for education, you're looking for solid entertainment, you're looking for motivation, you want to become a better leader in your business, in your family. Terry Weaver is the person to look to. So thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you. Very, very much appreciated, Rick.
OneBestConsult.com, a community of small business owners where you as an owner can find answers to the most pressing business questions you have. Not sure who to turn to when you have a challenge in your business? Turn to the folks at OneBestConsult.com. That's the number one, bestconsult.com, where you can always find advice you can use based on common sense business experience. Join our community of like-minded business owners at OneBestConsult.com.